He raised his glass, looked right at me, and said, "Some people don't belong at weddings, especially jobless losers like my brother." The entire room laughed. Even Mom didn't defend me. I stood there, holding the cheapest gift on the high table, while everyone clapped for the man who had just humiliated me at his own wedding. Ever been underestimated by your own family? Hit like, subscribe for more stories where pain becomes power, and share this with someone who needs it. I wanted to walk out. I should have walked out. But something told me to stay. Not because I wanted revenge, but because I knew something nobody else did. Something his bride had told me weeks ago, with tears in her eyes, swearing me to secrecy. You see, Jason wasn't always this arrogant. Growing up, we were close. Until money changed everything. He got a big job in finance, started wearing watches more expensive than my car, and suddenly I was the failure of the family. I never corrected them, because while they were mocking my paycheck, I was quietly building a mobile app that was taking off fast. But none of them knew that. Not yet. The wedding was a circus. Jason's friends made jokes about me being the poor brother, asking if I was working as an Uber driver. Now, his best man even slipped me $20 for gas. I smiled, I nodded. But inside, my hands were shaking. Not from embarrassment, but from the secret I was holding back. And then came the part no one expected. During the toast, Jason's bride, Emma, took the mic. Everyone expected sweet words. Instead, she looked straight at me and then at Jason and said one sentence that instantly froze the room. "Before I marry you, Jason, there's something your brother deserves to say." I froze. My heart pounded. What was she doing? And then she turned toward me. "Tell them the truth, Daniel." And just like that, the entire wedding turned silent. Every eye in that hall was now on me, some confused, others already smirking, waiting for me to embarrass myself again. Jason's face, pale, like he'd just seen a ghost. I stood up slowly. My palms were sweating. I never planned to speak, definitely not at his wedding. But when Emma gave me that nod, I knew. She wanted the truth out. I took a deep breath. 3 months ago, I began. Emma came to me in tears. Not because she didn't love Jason, but because she found something none of you know. Jason shot up from his chair. "Daniel, don't..." But I didn't stop. She found out Jason wasn't just cheating on her. He was engaged to someone else in another state, another life, another identity. Gasps ripped through the room. Chairs shifted. Jason's mom dropped her champagne glass. Emma stepped forward, holding up printed screenshots, emails, photos, plane tickets, everything. "I found out through his emails," she said. And when I confronted him, he swore he'd break it off. But 2 weeks ago, she messaged me, still calling herself his fiancée. Jason lunged forward, trying to grab the papers, but Emma stepped back. "No, Jason. They deserve to know. Your entire family deserves to know who you really are." The best man whispered, "Is this a joke?" While Jason's face turned red with rage. "Sit down," he shouted at me. "You don't get to ruin my life just because yours is pathetic." I smiled. "That's the thing," I said. "My life's not pathetic. While you were faking 2 relationships and mocking mine, I spent the last 2 years building an app that just got acquired for $8.7 million. Dead silence. I reached into my jacket, pulled out the press release, and laid it on the table. Jason's dad picked it up, his jaw dropping as he read my name at the top. Founder and CEO, Daniel Carter. Now everyone was looking at me differently. Emma wasn't done. "Oh, and Jason," she said, calm but deadly. "There's something else I didn't tell you. Something I found in your bank records. And the prenup you forgot I read. Jason's expression crumbled. And what she said next made half the room stand up in shock. Emma looked Jason dead in the eye. Her voice didn't shake. You opened a secret account in my name, transferred $200,000 from your firm's offshore funds. I spoke to the firm this morning. They're launching an internal investigation. Starting Monday. Jason staggered back like he'd been punched. You went through my accounts? You lied to me. To everyone, she replied. I needed to protect myself. And guess what? The prenup says if you commit fraud or infidelity before the wedding, I walk away with everything. Your condo, your car, even your 401k. Gasps. Murmurs. Jason's boss, seated in the second row, stood up. Wait, what funds, Jason? His voice wasn't loud, but it sliced through the tension like a knife. Jason's lips trembled. He couldn't speak. Are you saying you used client money to fund your wedding? His boss continued. Because if that's true, you're done. Jason reached for Emma's hand. Emma, please, let's talk outside. Just us. She yanked her hand away. No, Jason. You wanted a big audience when you humiliated your brother. Let them all watch now. I stood still, barely breathing. The same people who were laughing at me 15 minutes ago were now looking at me like I was made of gold. Emma turned to me. Daniel, thank you. You didn't have to speak up, but you did. And I want you to know something. She pulled a small velvet box from her purse and held it up. This wasn't meant for Jason. It was always meant for someone who told me the truth, who had nothing to gain but still protected me. Jason's mouth fell open. You told me not to trust him, she said softly. You were right, and if you'll have me, I want to start over, with someone real. The entire hall fell silent again. And then, all eyes were on me, waiting for my answer. I opened my mouth to speak, but suddenly, from the back of the room, a voice shouted, That's not the whole truth! Heads turned. A woman stepped forward. I recognized her instantly. Jason's other fiancée, and what she said next changed everything. She stormed down the aisle in heels that echoed like gunshots against the marble floor. Her voice cut through the stunned silence. My name is Vanessa, and I'm the woman Jason's been promising to marry for the last 8 months. Jason's face turned white. Emma took a step back. Vanessa pulled out her phone, tapping quickly, then held it up. Here's the Airbnb confirmation for the weekend getaway he planned for us. She turned the screen to the crowd. Dated last week. The same weekend he told me he was flying to Chicago for a corporate retreat. Gasps erupted. Someone whispered. He really tried to marry 2 women at once. Vanessa's hands were shaking now, but her voice didn't break. He told me he was breaking things off with an ex who couldn't let go. I thought she was the problem. She looked at Emma. I'm sorry. I didn't know. I swear I didn't know. Emma nodded, her eyes burning, not with tears, but with fury. Jason tried to speak, but his boss stepped forward. We're calling HR. This wedding is over. You're suspended effective immediately, and if we confirm this embezzlement, you're not just fired, Jason. You're finished. Jason looked like he was about to collapse. Daniel, you set me up. I walked toward him slowly. No, Jason, I said. You set yourself up. I just stopped cleaning up your messes. Vanessa wasn't done. She pulled out another envelope and dropped it at his feet. I took a pregnancy test yesterday, she said. It's positive. The room exploded. Jason dropped to the floor, burying his face in his hands, finally broken. Emma stood beside me. Let's go, she said. There's nothing left here, but a broken man and a pile of lies. We walked out together, past all the people who used to look down on me. Not one of them said a word. They just watched, like they were witnessing the end of a movie no one expected. But just as we reached the doors, Emma stopped. She turned to me, smiling for the first time that day. "By the way," she said softly, "I read the full press release. You didn't sell the whole company, did you?" I shook my head. "No, just 40%. Still the majority shareholder." She grinned. "Good. Because I've got a business idea. And I think we're about to become the most unstoppable team they've ever seen." And as the doors closed behind us, Jason's mother suddenly stood up and screamed, "Wait! There's something you both don't know." Everyone froze. What she revealed next made the entire wedding look like child's play. Jason's mother stepped into the aisle, her voice trembling, but loud enough for the entire hall to hear. "Emma, Daniel, before you walk away, you need to know the real reason Jason turned out like this." Jason looked up, panic in his eyes. "Mom, don't." She ignored him. "He's been living a lie since college. The money, the job, the confidence, all built on someone else's identity." Everyone went silent. She turned toward me. "Daniel, it was your identity." I blinked. "What are you talking about?" She pulled out a crumpled file. "The company he worked for? He used your social security number to fake his way into the internship program. You applied, and they rejected you. But he stole your resume, changed the email, and used your data to get in. Every job he ever had came from that first lie." My legs nearly gave out. I remembered that rejection email, the one that nearly broke me, the one that changed everything. "You mean I wasn't rejected?" She nodded slowly. "He intercepted the offer letter, hid it. You never saw it." Jason buried his face in his hands again, rocking slowly. "I had nothing. I was scared. You always had the brains, the drive. I just wanted one win." Emma stared at him, disgusted. "So you built your success on his life." "I was going to come clean eventually," Jason muttered. "You were about to marry 2 women, Jason," I said coldly. "You were never going to come clean." Vanessa stepped forward. "So the father of my child isn't even who he says he is." Emma looked at me and whispered, "He didn't just betray us. He stole your entire future." I clenched my jaw. Then, slowly, I took the file from Jason's mother and turned to Emma. "I'm not walking away," I said. "Not anymore." I looked around at the silent, stunned crowd. "I'm pressing charges. For identity theft. For fraud. And for every opportunity he stole from me, I'll make sure the world knows the truth." Jason's mother tried to say something, but I stopped her. "You protected him for years. You let him walk over me like I didn't matter. But I do. And now, it's my turn." Emma slipped her hand into mine. As we walked out of the shattered wedding, past the ruined decorations, the shocked guests, and a groom left in disgrace, I didn't feel anger anymore. I felt power. Because sometimes the best revenge is finally being seen. And this time they'd never look away again, or look